G'day troops, it's Maro here. Today a really interesting case. This is Stowers and A B Lime, and this is a case about a man who is detained at Her Majesty's pleasure for 5 weeks and is ultimately dismissed by the employer. So, what do we know? We know there's a bloke, he's been working at the quarry for almost 10 years, and then in a matter completely unrelated to his work, he finds himself detained at Her Majesty's pleasure on kind of the Friday, obviously unable to attend work on the Monday. It turns out that he will spend 5 weeks being held behind bars. His partner communicates with the employer to say, hey, look, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle. He might not be quite as ready to come to work as you might otherwise expect, but we'll be back to you soon. There isn't a lot of getting back to you soon during this process. In fact, it appears that they have one further communication about a date where there's going to be a hearing of some description, which might throw some light on the subject, but that's really about it. So while this period passes, the employer says to itself, you know what, this probably isn't the greatest. We'd really like it if you said a little bit more to us, maybe told us what was going on and how long you might be out. They have a conversation, they try to have a conversation, not a lot really happening on that front, so they begin a disciplinary process, which basically says, hey look, you're not here, you're not communicating, we've got no certainty on return, no certainty as to what's happening necessarily, and also you're actually kind of failing in the good faith communication active and constructive space as well. The gentleman is ultimately released at the 5-week mark, says that he's going to present himself to work. The employer says, look, we actually just need to know what's going on here. We don't know if you're going away again or what's happening next. Why don't you effectively just sort of be suspended a little bit and come to the disciplinary meeting? It appears he accepts that by way of conduct, in that the employee does not attend work. There is an attendance at a couple of meetings, there's an exchange of discussion documents, what have you, there's a preliminary decision to dismiss, consultation on that, and then a final decision to dismiss. And what I can only describe as a fit of reasonableness, it appears that the authority makes the decision to say, you know what, if you are locked up, you're not really answering too many questions, you're not giving a lot of clarity around whether you can come back, what the time frame for that might look like, what's going to happen next. The employer is entitled to say, "Tai-ho, enough is enough." And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty reasonable to me. Folks, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy yourselves, and we'll talk again soon.